another playoff edition with the OG crew. Good to be back with you, fellas. I really was hoping we didn't have to have a show today, but it is what it is. Miami couldn't pull it off. But in the chat, I already see it here now, and I got to give you some credit. Adrian said, or Aaron, it's my bad. He says, Caleb Martin again, or what? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
straight to you, Bobano, because that was a hell of a call and easy casher. So how you doing? And great call on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of melancholy feelings, if you will, after Game 6 because I'm worried about the Miami Heat Eastern Conference and championship futures that looked like it was in great shape after the second round, looked like it was in even better shape after a 3-0 lead in this series. Looks like might bite the dust. So that was frustrating to see Game 6 finish that way. One of the most remarkable and probable playoff basketball games I've seen, with just the way that ended, with the controversy about how much time exactly should have been on the clock after Jimmy Butler got fouled and got the 3 free throws there. I thought they gave the Celtics a little too much time there, but nothing they can do now. And that's the time that was needed for Derek White to have time to get that putback in off the Marcus Smart missed 3 to win the game. So, either way, Boston credit for Derek White, all hustle. First of all, he deserves credit for that play. All hustle. He got to the rim there and put it in and just got it off before the time expired. So Miami goes from looking like they're going to wrap up the series, and then Boston snatches victory away in the final play there, and now we got a Game 7. But that Caleb Martin call was fantastic. I put even more on it once I found out he was in the starting 5. For the Miami Heat. And they did what we thought. We got to give all of us credit. We all thought Kevin Love out and Caleb Martin in the starting lineup in Game 6. And that's exactly what ended up happening. He gets into the 20s, easily goes over the point total. I like the point prop on him again. He's been the one constant this series for Miami in this series, but he had a good performance. But Jimmy Butler, I don't know what to make of it because I'm writing the obituary on Butler in the third quarter saying this guy's got nothing left. Gas has run out of gas, and then all of a sudden he comes to life late in the game and brings Miami back to have a chance to win that game. So he's got to be huge, obviously, tonight. But it's kind of weird because in that game, they lose Miami, and the futures are in bad shape. But in that game alone, I had Caleb Martin over points. It cashed, and I had Miami plus 3.5. And they actually cashed, even though they lost by 1. So it was a 2-0 sweep on that game. But I'm fascinated to see what Miami Heat team we see from the opening tip tonight, because I'm telling you what, rallying the troops off a fucking loss like that is not easy.
Absolutely right. And I heard Butler talk in his interview. He says they're gonna go on the road and get him one. He says they go off of his energy and how he's playing. So I would trust Butler to bring it in Game
And
7.
Spoelstra, too. He was defiant in the press conference. We're getting this done. He even was saying that as well. So coach and the players are not letting these guys get down and say we're done and get too upset. It's trying to keep their spirits high and their confidence high.
Yeah, we're gonna get more into the game. I have a feeling somebody's not liking what they're hearing. But how was your Memorial Day weekend over there, Dutch? It looked like you like what you got in that plane. I know that. But how you doing over there?
Yeah, man, I'm doing lovely right now. Shout out to whoever was able to produce this carbon fiber. It's a beautiful motherfucking thing. Yeah, man. I mean, as a fan, as a gambler, I told y'all on the under 210.5. So shout out to, what I'm saying, Skee the Prophet and our boy Wham Bam. Got that. And it was an entertaining game as we all seen. And as we talked about on Friday, I said, you make case for both sides, obviously. I think the home dog, Miami, should have probably, had extreme value, but Boston could get it done. And that's pretty much what happened, man. It was a motherfucking coin flip. Boston actually, in my opinion, outplayed them the whole game. I mean, they were up fucking 12, I believe, with less than 3 to go. I mean, I said, oh shit, it's going back. And then Miami came through, double dribble and all. And, somehow, some way, they forgot to block out little Derek White. So it is what it is. We get Game 7. I know our boys up here on the panel are real salty about that, preferably Bobano and Skee over here. But I'm happy as a motherfucker. I'm sorry. But, we get Game motherfucking 7. What else? We get some Memorial Day. We get to vibe the fuck out at the pool, have a good motherfucking time. And then we get to watch Game 7. As an NBA fan, is NBA better? It don't get much better than that, to be truthful. So, yeah, man, the weekend was good. I'm ready to get some more sun today. I see you out there doing your thing, Skee. One thing I will say, man, you guys, man, come on, man. I know, don't be showing your rookiness when it comes to the poker table, homie. You know, we don't want to hear about your fucking bad beats online. All right, you know, like it happens. Look, he's gonna know in about a
that
year
shit
now.
ruined my whole goddamn night.
Yeah. Pocket aces, pocket kings. Oh shit! Why don't you talk about when you had the 7-9 against the Queens, homie? You know, you don't want to talk about that though.
The night before, I had a 3-4 suited that smacked them up. You're right.
Exactly. So come on now. We don't hear about that shit. You know what I mean?
Come back.
You know, oh, look at the Modelo, looking cool as the breeze, man. Cool as the breeze. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to having a good night. Game 7. But I can't lie, man. You see the hat. I'm really looking forward to Thursday. But yeah, Game 7 will be a beautiful day. You know, we'll break it down like a pound here.
Hey, y'all can say all y'all want, man. That shit had me feeling a little defeated, and I was leaving the poker table.
And it does. But you just got to tell yourself, I did everything correctly. And at the end, you know, it's just like a thing. You know, it's like bad beats. Man, I don't want to hear about your motherfucking bad beats. We all got it.
Bad beat Sunday.
Yeah.
No,
You don't want to talk about the ace 7 suited that you flopped the flush on homeboy's fucking set of kings, huh? Yeah. You want to talk about that.
Hey, we'll leave it for another day. But I hear y'all, man. We'll leave the bad beats out of here. I'm gonna go to my guy. Is it Wham Sweat? Is it Genuine? Well, you wonder
Genuine.
Nah, man. You know, I don't know what it is today, bro. It's definitely the godson today for sure. That's
Better be some money in those jeans.
It's definitely gotta be some money. No, you know what? It gotta be some money placed in these jeans. Hey, give me some money. Put some money in my hand for sure. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good today, man. Put back away from sweeping the board on fucking Friday. So I mean, it was annoying as hell because I had the plus money, plus money on the money line and the plus 2.5. Obviously got the 2.5. Got the under, like my guy Dutch said, but you know we can't win them all. But today, let's win them all, man. That's all I'm talking about. I know I don't want to be here, but I'm happy I'm here with y'all. If I wouldn't be anywhere, I'd rather be here with y'all. That's for sure. It's only right.
Let's get to it. We got one game on the slate. Then we can get back to living that party life. 509, 510, Miami and Boston. Opened up Boston minus 8.5. Coming down a little bit here. We see 7.5s across the board. Total, it opened 205. It got down as low as 203. I even saw a 202.5 actually. Now I'm seeing it back up as high as 204.5. So some people coming back saying, you know, this is a little bit too low. I don't care what game it is. So I'm gonna come back to you first, Wham Bam. And can we trust Jimmy Butler put the team on his back in this game 7? Or, you know, has Boston got their swag back and can't be stopped?
Yeah, so last game, we know what happened at the end. Close fucking game. Tough game at all. Caleb Martin was a fucking hell of a call by Babano. I didn't mention that again. Shout out to Babano. 15 rebounds the motherfucker had, bro.
Yeah.
15 rebounds. He was going crazy. He had like 5 of those in the first quarter. I'm like, yo, he's going crazy today. And like, if you just listen to what we talked about in the show last game, Caleb Martin was a slam dunk for sure. And I can only think to go back to the well with that 21 points, 15 rebounds, like we talked about. Double for 3 guys: Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Caleb Martin. Maybe all 3 of those guys got to get that same type of production. Maybe not doubles, but just being active on the glass, being active on against the rim. You know, all 3 of those guys got to be those guys, especially Bam. As much as we talking about Jimmy, he didn't have that much of a crazy game because we're used to him having 40-plus point games. 24 ain't going to cut it. But he did get to the free throw line, though, y'all, like we talked about. He did get to the free throw line. That's what you could ask for. I think they got my godfather in there to make sure the boy Buckets gets to the free throw line today, and Scott Foster. So I think he's going to get back to the 14, 12 attempts. It's all about the actual knocking down shots, getting to the rim. Some of those plays that they were doing, they were just kind of settling for mid-range shots, them not going and attacking the rim. That's kind of like, I think that really was the defining moment, in my opinion, for some of the Heat there. But I think they figure it out, fix that Continue to attack the rim. Don't weather from that. Keep going at that. As far as Boston though, so 0 for 8 from 3 in a closeout game. We was just getting all the praise from Jason Tatum about how good he is in closeout games. This motherfucker had to go 0 for 8 for 3. They'll put back away from saying he's the fault. He'll put back away from missing the game, and it's all his fault. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put that in context as well. I think that if he doesn't have a good game today, they're going to get smoked. The Heat will smoke the Celtics if he doesn't have a good game today. That's for sure. So I think that if you do trust Miami today, you definitely want to key in on Jimmy Butler, like you said, bro. I'm really close of doing it. I'm not going to lie. The only thing that's stopping me is because they just let these motherfuckers come back from an 0-3 lead. We all know this is how crazy as it gets, and everybody is going against them. But for some strange reason, a lot of people betting with the Heat today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are betting with the Heat today. So I thought that it was going to be the opposite. I thought everyone was going to be all on Boston. That way I could backdoor and hop in on the Heat. The fact that people are kind of high on the Heat kind of got me a little scared. I'm not going to lie. So I'm not going to play around with that. I'm going to stick to the script, bro. You're sticking to the script. Skee, you already know what we're doing, bro. We're going back to the under, man. It's no other way, man. I know it's going creeping up right now. I'm cool with taking the 204.5. I got the 204, but I'm cool with giving y'all the 204.5. I feel real confident because I was going to have to preach to y'all the 203.5 earlier today. It's all good with this 204.5. I like this number. I think that this is going to continue to be a slow game. We know how game sevens are. I think they're hitting at 70% over the last few years in game sevens in the playoffs. As far as unders wise, give me the under, man. I'm just going to stick to the script there. I think that the Heat can win. Maybe it's a live spot for us. But for the most part, I gotta see how it looks, especially morale side. Like you said it too, Babano. Morale wise alone, like just giving out the 0-3 lead alone and then almost winning with that putback. That may be just like the gut punch, but I do kind of believe in Spoelstra though, with the sticking his checks out and coming out his character and shit. I like that type of talk. So it's the only reason why I lean that way. But 204, for sure, we're going under that.
I like the under. The numbers I have as far as the entire database, which I think, well, the database goes back to 1995, but game sevens were like a little bit above 63% to the under. So I definitely agree with that. Look, should see some defensive intensity, and I think they'll take their time trying to make sure they get the best shot up every time down the floor. I want to come back to Dutch on this one because I know Dutch, he's not really looking at the total that much, but I know you liking something on the side. I know you got a feeling on the side, so talk to him, Dutch. How they get paid tonight?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mr. Blessing McSniz on the building. Good to see you, man. Happy Memorial Day to you and the fam. Mo Harris, I see you, my dude. Everybody run up that like button real quick. It's a holiday. But come on now, let's show some love. Run that motherfucker up. And boy, oh boy, has the tide turned. The tide has motherfucking turned, boy. I mean, the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler sticking his motherfucking chest out, talking all that goddamn shit. And boy, you boys have been MIA the last 3 games. And then you touched on it. Wham Bam. I mean, it looked like they was about to go back, okay, game 7 beat town. Oh, but Miami come back story. It's a beautiful story. They're come back, win the game. Jimmy double dribbles and gets the three throws and knocks them down. It's cool as breeze, right? Nah, man, it ain't like that. They still get their heart ripped the fuck out at the crib. I think it's a rapper, man. I really do. You remember Dave Chappelle? Wrap it up. It's about that time. We breaking it out. Wrap it up. And the Boston Celtics have fucking overachieved. The Miami Heat have overachieved, as our guy Justin has said. And a good story. We know what a good story, man. All stories come to a motherfucking end. And it's come to an end tonight. Miami has overachieved extremely in these playoffs. I mean, goddamn it. They was in the play-in game. Did we forget that? They was in the motherfucking play-in game. They've pretty much been without their best second or third, we'll say third best player outside of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, with no Tyler Hero. Overachieved Strus. I mean, Caleb Martin has fucking been all-star material. Kyle Lowry's played like he's back in fucking Toronto. Strus has played very well. I mean, it ends here, man. It's too much. JP's overdue, as we talked about earlier on, Medicaid Monday. my boy Dabby Cab and Wham motherfucking Band. We broke this bitch down like a pound on there as well. Be sure to check it out over there. We talked about it, man. These Heat, man, they're done. I really believe, JB Brown hasn't had a good game, and it's about that time. It really is about that motherfucking time. And you touched on it, Bam, that, Jason Tatum turned the ball over really at the end. So I think he'll come out ultra aggressive, ultra locked in. And it's about time for JB just to have one of those games where we're like, damn, Jaylen Brown is a fucking stud, because he is, and he hasn't played like it really that much, to be quite honest. Has he had his moments? Absolutely. But we have not had a Jaylen Brown game, and I can't fucking remember. So I'm looking for him to step up. I'm looking for Jason Tatum to do his thing. Marcus Smart, I believe, will be the head of the snake. He's going to set the fucking tone. Look for Al Horford to make clutch shots. And I think, honestly, at the end of the day, they beat these boys by double digits. I think the Heat, their energy is, I think it's a wrap. And I also think Spose came out of character. Wham seems to like it. I don't really, to be quite honest. I think the pressure is on him. You're going to be the first team ever. You get all the praise. You're going to be the first team ever to go up 3-0 and give it the fuck away. So I think he's reaching a little bit. What he said, I think is cool to say inside the locker room, not cool to say to the media. And referring that we will go. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to go there and win. Sounds like some Jimmy Butler type of shit, as we talked about earlier. So give me the motherfucking Celtics -7. Hey, we smoking this shit right here. We're smoking the Heat, man. It's Heat. We're smoking that. It's a Heat pack tonight. I really do believe the Replicons just put it on them tonight. I like the under 204. I told our guy Wham Bam and Razor Sharp Picks, Gambler's First Gants, aka the rest motherfucking Edge. Yeah, man. So I like it. I like it a lot. I like the under. I like defensive intensity. I like this game to stay under 200, and I believe the Celtics win this game by double digits.
Dutch feeling pretty confident about, them boys in the green. He said double digits, they're going to get it done. So
let's get it.
I feel like
that Duncan Robinson bullshit coming to an end.
And somebody in the chat said Tyler Hero will play tonight. I haven't seen anything saying he's going to play, and it would be
He'll be
they throw him out here in the game 7.
No leg.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No.
But what I'll say really quick, just to play devil's advocate. I mean, I need my.
Here you go. You fucking you're a little party guy. I don't have to bet it. I'm on the Heat +450. Here it is. What
Yeah,
we both are.
I need them to win tonight. That's absolutely right. So what I'm gonna say is real quick. The Heat, they were kind of feeding off that, nobody's picking us. We're the underdogs every single time. And then they got a 3-0, and it's like everybody's expecting them to win. Maybe they just exhaled a little bit. But now, I think it was you, Dutch, you or Wham, somebody said it. The pressure is back on the Heat, and they're the underdogs again. Nobody expects them to win now. They think that history is going to be made on the Miami Heat. I think that's when they come out and play their best game and prove the world wrong. So we'll see.
Hearing a lot.
Right.
I'm hearing a lot, Skee. I hear what you're saying.
I agree with that.
Open 8.5 down to 7, and I'm hearing a lot of Miami love. Miami money line, shout out to our guy Jay Peasy. If you didn't know, he was on the fucking intro, but he got Miami. I mean, he's high on it. A lot of cats high on Miami in this game, in my opinion, for what I've seen. So, but I get what you're saying though.
If I, before I kick it to you, Bobano, I'll say, if I wanted to, if I thought that this was absolutely over, I have +450 on Miami. I mean, I could just take my Boston money line -300 and win money at the end of the night. But I still think it's a chance. I'm going to hold it out. We'll see. But Bano, I know you have a say on the game as far as the side. You might even like the total. Hopefully you agree with Wham Bam and myself. But I know you're also going to like some props. So that's why I wanted to save you last. So let us know how you feeling about this one. And would you also be looking at, I know you're going to like Caleb, but would you be looking at Duncan Robinson over 8.5 points? I think that one might be a little low tonight.
Yeah, well, if you look at the last couple of games for Duncan Robinson, it does look a little bit low just based on current form, short-term output that he's given you offensively here for the Miami Heat. He had 13 points in Game 6. He had 18 points in Game 5. And then, of course, go back to Game 3 of this series. He had 22 points in that game. So it has actually gone over that point total for the 6 games so far in this playoff series. So I don't mind that. This is actually one of those nights where, look, I thought it was no question at all that the best bet on the board player props in game 6 was Caleb Martin because of how good he had been. He was, I thought, going to go into the starting 5, and he did. So I love that bet at that number. And I still really like a lot Caleb Martin over 14.5 points. There was really a 2-point adjustment from game 6. He was 12.5 in game 6. He's 14.5 tonight with his point prop. I still like that here quite a bit in this game. I think it's also maybe more of an offensive showing tonight from Bam. So his over 16.5 is kind of appealing to me here as well in this game. Because if you actually look at Bam's history here in the playoffs, he's actually had more better offensive games on the road compared to at home. I could see that being the case here again tonight, where his offense has to be there for Miami. I know a lot of people are going to like Butler. Butler would probably be the third choice for me over points. But he's got to be able to keep the foot on the accelerator right from the first minute of the game, because we really didn't do much offensively until the fourth quarter. So, but if he's got that mindset, that dog mentality, if you will, ball in my hands, got to take it to the rim. And he did a masterful job down the stretch when Miami needed points to get that game close again, of drawing contact, drawing fouls, getting to the tin, getting to the charity stripe, being able to hit free throws. And that's the aggression he's got to play with tonight here, obviously in a game 7. So those are some props I'd look at from Miami. I couldn't talk anyone out of the under, although I will say, I mean, I knew there'd be an adjustment down for game 7, but that was a huge adjustment, like 208.5. We saw it 203, this total, and actually been bet up slightly today, but I don't bet game 7s over the total. Not knowing that track record of long-term success of unders in game 7s in the NBA playoffs. It's just not something I do. I don't think it's smart, given the strong win percentage and win rate of unders in game 7s. So, and again, the pace has slowed dramatically here in the last couple games of this series as well. So the under, I definitely would lean in that direction. As far as the side goes, look, Miami's 9-3 against the spread as underdogs in the playoffs. 8 of those games they've won straight up, outright. 12 times they've been underdogs here in these playoffs. Their backs are against the wall. I saw a Boston Celtics team in the second half of game 6 where, they had the lead, they comfortable, but again, those problems closing the deal showed up again for the Boston Celtics, where they started making bad shots and turning it over, and defense all of a sudden started to get a little loose down the stretch. Jason Tatum, he was a beast in the first half. 25 points? He got 6 points in the second half. He disappeared in the second half of that game. 0 for 8 from 3-point range. It was not good closing out and executing late in this game from the Boston Celtics. And if you're laying 7.5, 8 points here, 7.5 right now in this game, that's a concern. That you let teams back into games like that. And if you're going to cover this kind of number against a team that's got Eric Spoelstra as their coach, a guy that's got Jimmy Butler who's not going to go quietly, you've got to play strong, hard basketball, defensively together and connected, and you've got to make shots at a much better clip than they did in game 6, particularly from 3, to be able to cover a number like this. You have, and I don't know if I trust Boston to do that. I think whoever wins this game, it's a competitive game. We've got a 1 or 2 possession game in the final couple of minutes again. So I like the Miami side here getting this number at plus 7.5 here in game 7. So I will be on that side as well as those props I mentioned. And as far as Boston too, I want to point this out as far as some props too. I think Horford in the rebounding department might be worth a look. Al Horford rebounds tonight, because I noticed he's been active in that paint area for those rebounds. And to Dutch's point, because I know he likes Boston, there is one point I want to make that actually, I think, help his side and his cause and anyone that's on Boston tonight. It's got to be looked at as a good thing for a team that really can shoot the 3 ball well, like the Celtics can and they're capable of, that they won game 6 somehow and led most of that game despite a 7 for 35, 20% from 3-point range as a team. Okay, sure. That's an awful night shooting the 3 for a team that's usually good at it. So that's something you could look at tonight as a beacon of hope if you're going to lay the points with the Celtics, that look, they still controlled much of the game 6 flow. They still won the game, and they shot 20% from 3-point range, and they still won the game in game 6. So if that shooting, if they even shoot their regular average or above it, it could be tough for Miami tonight, no question. But with this team's, I think this team's got the coach, the veteran leadership to say, you know what, as painful and as awful as that loss was in Game 6, we park it, we forget about it. I often say in these series, NHL and NBA playoffs, momentum doesn't carry over from one game to the next. I believe in that mindset. So I think win or lose, Boston win or lose, Miami win or lose, we've got ourselves a ball game tonight and a competitive one. So I like the Miami side plus 7.5.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Bobano said real quick. I mean, Miami also shot 46.7% from the 3-point line in that game. Only had 5 turnovers, 22 assists to 5 turnovers in that game. And Boston only had 18 assisted compared to the 12 turnovers. So, I mean, yeah, strong points. I don't know. I just think Miami had their chance. I know someone in the chat said Celtics were 0.03 away from going home. I look at it the other way. Miami was 0.03 from going to the NBA Finals at the crib. So
a lot there to unpack. I want to ask really quick. Bobano listed a group of props. WAM, I know you heavy in that prop market. Was there any that you really like that he mentioned? And what did you think of the Duncan Robinson 8.5?
I like the Duncan Robinson 8.5. I think you got to look around and see who's been contributing and who can show up. He's definitely one of those guys that caught me off guard this whole series. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has more than 10 points tonight. Obviously, Caleb Martin, we talked about that. And then what Bavetta was mentioning as far as Al Horford, I was looking into that. I do like that a lot, actually. I like the Al Horford look on the rebounds. That is a sneaky play. Like he said, like he's pretty much in the area there. You don't have to get much. You just need 6.5 over. I mean, seven rebounds, which he got last game, minus 118. I like that look a lot there. So, Bavana was talking some good stuff. I like the Al Horford. I think that's the one that caught me off guard that I'm about to look a little bit deeper into. But nothing official right now that I've locked in yet.
All right, fair enough. And Aaron, he says Duncan been getting 15 plus when he gets the minutes.
Yep.
Absolutely. And he's been getting 20 plus minutes. I think, since they're even a little bit more, like since Vincent is hurt now, like he has to get minutes. You can't leave him out. So I think it's a really solid look.
And he
Once
made
in a while to sprinkle on some double props. I think there's a couple guys that could get. I think even Caleb Martin double has got great value, outstanding value, and Jimmy too. Jimmy double because the one thing about Jimmy and Jimmy double, Jimmy Butler is plus 175, plus 160. You can get with that. He may be willing to say, you know what, especially early if the shots aren't falling and he's not getting the calls, which look with Scott Foster fucking on the scene, he may not get the calls here tonight, but he's going to be willing to facilitate, do other things to help the team win. Make an assist, set up a teammate, go to the glass, get rebounds. So I think he's got multiple opportunities to get a double. He's had a couple chances where he's come close to it. I think tonight could be that night. So if you want some double value at a nice plus price, 2 for Miami that stand out for sure are definitely Caleb Martin and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, man. Real quick, and if you're looking for a motherfucking juicer, my boy Dabby Cab, as he broke down this morning, he also has Tatum plus 4 plus 3s at plus 500. I thought that was super juicy. It's not available to me, so I didn't bet it, but I definitely would throw some tequila money on it if you can. I believe he teased, took each one down to as well, minus 125 for Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I like that look as well. But yeah, man, it's gonna be the Tatum and Jaylen Brown show tonight, in my opinion.
Lots of props for all you guys out there who I know that's why you like the props. You want to build them same game parlays. So, take the information and do what you will. The guys have said what they like. Unless anybody else has anything else to say, I think it's about that time. Do best bet, and we'll get on out of here. So first, I'm gonna go back to my guy Wham Bam. I feel like you are gonna go with not a prop today. Most of the time it's props, but I don't think you're going with a prop. Tell the people how to get paid, Wham Bam.
Last 16 game sevens, been having an average total of 195.6 points. And we know that this Boston Celtics just went through a game 7 against the 76ers. Total was at 200. I think that the Heat definitely don't got Embiid on there, man. They got a Bam out of bio, but I don't think you're gonna put up Embiid numbers tonight. So give me that under, bro, or under 204, under 204 and a half, whatever you get, man. Give me the money, man. I think the under continues to hit under 204 for the Heat game, bro.
I like it. I think that's a very good way to go and get paid for the night. I'm gonna slide over to Bobano. I think Bobano, he on fire in the prop market. I think he's gonna tell you a player to get paid with tonight. What you looking at?
For the player props tonight in this game, I've just got that sneaking suspicion personally that it's a night for Bam, believe it or not, to have a solid night. And look, I like Martin. Martin's right there. Like Martin's one of my favorite player props again, and I think 14.5 is still a great bet over with just how consistent he has been throughout this series. But I don't want to regurgitate and repeat the same shit. Going to give you something different. And I do think Bam has a better night tonight. He's done more damage on the road. 16.5 is the point total. I think he's going to end up having to do a lot more offensively. Gabe Vincent may play, but he's still less than 100%, a little bit hampered. I think if you're Boston, you're going to key more of your efforts defensively to Jimmy Butler and probably even more a little bit. And that's what worries me about Caleb Martin tonight. Like they saw that he got into the 20s. He was one of their top scorers. You'd think Boston's going to try to take him away a little bit more. I think that's going to leave opportunities for Bam Adebayo to be an offensive difference maker here tonight in Game 7. So let's roll with that one tonight. Bam Adebayo over 16.5 points, -115 for best bet for Game 7.
I like it. Babano says we're getting Bam, not Scam Adebayo tonight. And I definitely hope so for my futures ticket. For myself, best bet, I want to try to give you guys something different, but I can only give you guys what I've placed. And I'm with my guy Wham Bam, man. The Celtics, 3 straight games, they were holding Miami down offensively. They were able to win those games. Miami, we trust them to go in there and play zone. We trust Spo to make adjustments. And we know, like Wham Bam said, how these Game 7s go over, the entire database, over 63% unders. If you look at the not the Western Conference, if you look at the conference finals and the finals specifically, I only see one over there. The last Game 7 we saw in the conference finals or finals was the Heat versus Celtics. That total was 198. And guess what it did? It stayed under. So I think we get another under tonight. And I do want to mention, show is nothing without you guys in the chat. You guys are the best, and you're much appreciated. So with that said, I'm going to slide over to my guy Dutch for the freshest look, and then take us home, Dutchy.
All the baddest motherfuckers of all time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Mr. Trifecta, Nasty Nate in the building. It's only right as he would come in right now because it's bleed motherfucking green. I'm telling you, man, the Heat will be MIA, and we smoking on the motherfucking Heat pack tonight. Boston Celtics -7. That's right. The motherfucking Leprechauns is good money, man. I did tell you boys on the under 204. I'm liking that look. And as we broke bread here, man, I'm talking it. I've seen it. Jaylen Brown over 2.5 threes at +135. I'm gonna throw a half a unit on that play because I believe JB shows the fuck up tonight. Over 2.5 threes +135. Little tequila, man. Little tequila. Just a half a unit, man. We having a good time. Enjoy yourselves tonight. It's Memorial Day. So salute to all the real ones, man, out there holding us down. Happy Memorial Day to all the real ones. AOD, Nasty Nate, Lando, Aaron. Good to see RP in the motherfucking building. All the real ones, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah.